Hi everybody, that's Allie.
And that is Dash,
Welcome to our playdate.
where we choose a game, sometimes make up our own rules, and play for a while.
Enjoy listening and playing along.
Or don't. We can't hear you. It's a podcast.
Stuff that happens after closing
the time
at work.
you broke out of jail because your girlfriend learned how to become a helicopter pilot.
Yeah.
And both of those couples broke up. Can you imagine?
I know.
You learn to become a helicopter pilot to break your boyfriend out of jail.
Uh-huh.
And then you break up.
Right. Yeah. I hope she broke up with him and not the other way
Yeah,
around.
I hope she broke up with him. Because if he broke up with her, that's cold.
I just think it's like, I'm out here, I've been single for years. And this guy got not one, but 2 women to fall in love with him from prison and break him out via helicopter.
No, that happened twice to the same guy?
Yes.
No, it was once. And then there was another guy.
No, it was twice to the same guy.
No, the guy broke out of jail a lot of times.
Yes.
But his girlfriend
broke him out
piloted
once.
the helicopter one time.
And then the next girlfriend did the same thing. It's just that the second time it failed.
No, I don't think that was the story.
I recently heard it on MFM.
I don't think he got 2 women to learn to become helicopter pilots. There was only one.
One of them was already a helicopter pilot. The other one learned.
I don't think that was the story.
Okay.
There was another guy who got his girlfriend, an Australian guy who got his girlfriend.
We're talking about the same guy. It was
No,
2
we're
different
not.
women.
We're not talking about the same guy because I looked up the Australian guy and it was not the same guy.
All right.
I went into a rabbit hole. It was deep.
I mean,
and full of
unless the
information.
MFM girls got it wrong.
No,
and
there are 2 different guys.
Okay.
There's the guy that they talked about in MFM who kept breaking out of jail.
Uh-huh.
One of the times he broke out, it was because his girlfriend helped him and she learned to become a helicopter pilot so she could help him break out of jail.
Uh-huh.
The second one was this show I was watching that's an Australian show where the subject of the show was people who were out of prison. And the guy was talking about how he broke out of prison and his girlfriend was a helicopter pilot and came and picked him up. And they gave the name of the guy and I looked the guy up and it wasn't the same guy from MFM.
Okay. I'm just saying, when we're done with this episode, we're going to have to look up which episode of MFM that was and listen to it. We've got a very long ride, so we have time.
It was not too.
I'm
because
just saying
why
this
would
is
if you're
very
breaking
easy.
out of jail, why would you do the same thing twice?
Because it worked the
they're
first time.
No, because they're looking for a helicopter then. So when they see a helicopter, they're going to be like, "Oh, this guy's doing the helicopter thing. It's not going to work." If you're trying to break out of jail, you have to break out of jail a different time every time. A different way every time. Ted Bundy jumped out of a window and then he went through the ceiling.
Yeah.
You can't do the same thing twice.
Right.
Otherwise, they're going to catch you.
I'm just saying that this is a very easy argument to resolve.
I'm just saying we are now a break out of jail podcast. This is not legal advice.
Right. But if you are going to do it, do a different way each time.
Yeah, I mean, that seems logical.
Yeah.
If you got to do it more than once.
Uh-huh.
If the first time doesn't take.
Yeah.
I feel like the second time. I feel like there's also just people, and maybe this was the MFM story. It was like, no, my purpose on this earth is to break out of prison.
Yeah, it's to break out of prison.
It's what brings me joy.
My favorite part of that story is that the first time he went to prison, it would have been over in like a couple months.
Yeah.
Like, he would have just been in prison for a few months, and then he would have gotten out.
Right.
But
That's
because
what
he
I'm
kept
saying.
breaking out of prison, they kept extending his sentence. So
That's
he became
what
a
I'm
lifelong
saying, is like
prisoner.
I feel like some people's just find their purpose and they're like, this is what my purpose is. My purpose in life
Uh-huh.
is to break out of jail.
Have you seen Bronson?
This is the thing that brings me joy. What?
Bronson, the movie Bronson?
Have I seen them? No.
It's
Is it starring Bronson Pinchot?
No,
Then
it's
I don't want it.
no. It's starring Tom Hardy.
Okay.
And there is some full frontal Tom Hardiness.
Wow. All
Yeah.
right. You see Bronson's Bronson?
You see Bronson's Bronson.
Hey.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, he plays England's most famous prisoner.
Okay.
Who basically just kept going into jail and getting into fights and breaking out of jail.
Look, I think it's beautiful when a person discovers their purpose.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And
it doesn't always align with what I think might be
and
helpful to society.
And he did it with a glorious mustache. Just a
really?
Beautiful handlebar mustache.
I'll watch it just for the mustache.
Yeah. It's one of those like art house fancy movies that played at like cinema.
Okay.
Kind of deal. But it's really, I love that movie. It's really
Bronson?
good. It's called Bronson.
All right.
Yeah. It's honestly one of the first places I ever saw Tom Hardy.
And you saw a lot of Tom Hardy.
And my first time seeing Tom Hardy, I saw a lot of them.
Yeah. Which, if you want to look at Tom Hardy, you might as well.
That's the way to do it.
Look at all of them. On that note.
Hey, little ghosties.
Hey, little ghosties.
We are on the road to Jacksonville, which is a very long drive.
We talk about on the road.
Yeah.
And now we're going to invite you into that conversation.
Yeah.
Here at the beginning of a new season.
Yeah.
And we're going to play, we've played this before on the pod. This is Boom. Dumb questions to ask your friends. So we're going to ask each other some dumb questions to help pass the time on this beautiful road trip.
Yep. If there's anything we love doing more than improv and playing games, it's playing games to pass the time on the road.
While we're going to do improv.
Yeah.
Okay, so
the best of all worlds.
We have played this game before on the pod, as I said, and there are different categories of questions. So I think each of us are going to do a question from each category. So the first category is famous people.
Yes.
So I'm just going to pick a couple random cards. Okay, so famous people. Dash.
Yes.
Which famous person would you choose to voice your GPS?
Kermit the Frog.
Yeah? You want Kermit to tell
Kermit
you
the
how
Frog.
to do things?
Yep. In 500 feet, turn left.
Okay.
Yay.
Yeah, I would find that annoying, I think.
Well, I once... So there's an app called Waze that I was using for a while, and that one gave you the option to have certain celebrities and
you could have
characters voice your GPS.
Yeah.
Oh, Little John.
At one point, right?
Yeah, I had C-3PO do it at one point. I had the Backstreet Boys or NSYNC, one of those two. The only problem is that it tends to get repetitive for a while, and
like once you've taken 4 trips, you know everything that it says.
Well, not only that, but there was a point in Florida, in Miami, where we had red light cameras every other block, so it was the same red light camera reported ahead. Oh my! Literally every block I drove.
Yeah.
So after a while, it just gets kind of repetitive, and because it's the character voices, they don't do the street names, so it just says, in 400 feet, turn left. But it just does that same thing over and over
because
again.
There's no way to train it on every single street name
right.
in the world.
Yeah. So, but if you're doing just a regular voice, you can do syllables and stuff like that. But if it's, C-3PO, you're not going to do that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, the voices are cool, but it does get repetitive after a while.
I would want Pedro Pascal.
That's a good one.
Okay, you're buying a celebrity... This is my question. You're buying a celebrity calendar for your mom or dad. Which famous person do you choose to star in it? My mom would like a Henry Cavill calendar. I actually don't know who my dad would like. My dad would I think my dad would appreciate a Chuck Norris calendar.
Okay.
Or like an Arnold Schwarzenegger calendar.
Really?
I feel but from their action,
like he's a big action movie guy.
Right. Like in kung fu poses, not like modeling.
Right.
So I think that's what I would do.
Yeah, I don't know
You know what I mean? Like Chuck Norris doing like a, what do you call that? With the leg straight out kick.
A side kick.
Doing a side kick.
Yeah. I think my parents would appreciate a Mr. Bean calendar.
Really?
I mean, it's the only celebrity that I can remember that they are like, oh, we need to see this like Mr. Bean thing.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they're not big celebrity people, I guess. I've never really seen them like, ooh, there's this celebrity doing a thing. We need to go see it. Like they've just never been like that. There are celebrities that they're like, oh, nothing that they make is bad,
Sure.
right? Like Denzel Washington movies, they'll always sit down and watch because
Yeah.
nothing he ever makes is a bad movie.
I mean, fair.
You know, Leo DiCaprio, same thing, never makes a bad movie.
Yeah.
So, you know, they appreciate that, but as far as like, oh, this celebrity I really want to see, I've never really gotten that
Yeah,
from
but
them.
also like, who would they want to look at every single day
Yeah.
for 365 days? I mean, Henry Cavill, obviously.
Fair. Yeah. Pedro
But-
Pascal. Right.
I mean, no, that would be for
That
me.
would for you, yeah.
I'd take the Henry Cavill one too. To
But
be
like
honest.
Mr. Bean would probably he'd be doing some funny thing or making a funny face, which would
Yeah.
be entertaining every time you
That
looked
would
at it.
be. It would be because his face is weird.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like a Arnold Schwarzenegger, like iconic shots from all his movies. I
Mhm.
feel like my dad would
Okay.
appreciate that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
December is just the Terminator thumb going into the lava.
So good. So good. You did it. You got through the
Yeah.
year. Yeah. November, so like hunting season is him in Predator.
Oh yeah.
So good. Okay. Okay, so this is now objects.
Okay.
So second category, objects. Apart from a lamp, what everyday object would you live inside if you were a genie?
Ooh. That's a good question.
That is a good question.
Let's see. What everyday object would you live inside of aside from a lamp? What if it was like a now desk lamp? Like
That's exactly what I was thinking. I was like, click, and the genie comes out of the light bulb or something.
What do you want? What do you want? What do you want?
Also, a lamp everyday object in our world is not a genie's lamp.
Correct. Yeah.
It's like a desk lamp.
Right.
Or a living room lamp.
What if I could be like inside an Alexa unit, right? Like you just talk to it like it's a normal Alexa unit, but then like one day you're dusting it off and suddenly boom, I pop out and I'm a genie
Oh, wow.
out of an Alexa.
So you still have to rub it in that scenario.
Oh, well, I mean, yeah, that's the rule. Like a lamp is still a lamp. It's just a regular lamp until you rub it and then the genie comes out.
Okay.
So like that, my everyday object, you know, I know that it's not going to get lost under the couch. You know, it's going to get some
And
use.
even if it does, you can pull the cord and find it very quickly.
Right.
Mhm.
Yeah, exactly. You know, it's not going to get Now, the only thing is it might become obsolete after a while. I will say Amazon kind of made a mistake with the Alexa because they made it too good. Like, I've had my Alexa for over 7 years now, and I've got no plans of replacing it anytime soon for a newer model because it does exactly what it's meant to do without any issues.
Yeah.
And if I ever wanted to do something new, you just download the firmware to it and you're done. So it's like nobody's buying new Amazon devices because they just still have the ones that they bought when it first came out.
Fair.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd probably be in a book, like a big square volume of a book.
That's good. That's solid.
I feel like it's roomy in there,
Mm-hmm.
right? It's not like weird parameters.
Sure.
It's just a big rectangle for me to live in.
Yeah.
And it could be fun, you know, like someone reads it, I come out, whatever, and they get rid of the book for whatever reason, you know, it goes off to someone else through Goodwill or a little free
Okay.
library. I just feel like that could be a fun journey.
Oh, that's a movie right there. Somebody goes into Goodwill and finds a copy of a book, and it's one of these like nice hardbound.
Genie comes out of
Genie
it.
comes out of it when they get it home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be okay. TM. Okay.
Yeah. Trademark.
Name an object you found or stolen and kept.
Name an you found or have stolen and kept. This is
Yeah.
your question. So you start it off.
I took a mug from a bar in Japan. I no longer have, I did keep it, but I no longer have it because somebody was using it and dropped it and it smashed all over the tile floor.
Now they need to go to Japan and get you another one.
Yeah. And when I went to Japan, I didn't go to the place that I had gone the first time because I got it from this island that I
Mhm.
went to. I had to go to get my visa to work in Korea.
Mm.
Yeah, you have to go to another country to get your visa to work in Korea. But anyway, so yeah, I took that from the bar and I kept it. but I no longer have it. Sad.
Oh, what was the name of the bar?
I don't even remember. I really don't remember. It's
You
been a
didn't.
while.
You didn't feel you needed to remember because you had it on a
Yeah,
mug.
because I had it on the pint glass. But yeah, that was my little like souvenir from that trip. My little Japanese pint glass that I took. So yeah.
Okay. Cool.
I'm sure I've kept found objects too. Oh, I also found a book on the street one time, and I kept that and read it.
Oh.
It was a good book. I think it was a galley copy though.
What's that?
Those are like the copies they send to bookstores before they send the actual copy. So it's like slightly different. It says like galley copy. There's certain things that aren't included, but they'll send them to bookstores so like employees or people who work there can pick it up and read it and like recommend it to people.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Before the book actually is widely released.
Right.
So yeah, I think it was a galley copy.
Cool.
But I read the book and it was really good. So yeah, I found that too once and read it. Have you ever found?
Yeah, I'm trying to
Have
think.
something?
I'm trying to think of like 'cause obviously like I found money and stuff before. Like that's not,
money.
that's
sure.
not a thing. But so one time I found this like tiny plastic ninja. It looks like one of those things you would get out of a quarter machine. You know what I mean? Where you like put a little quarter in and it vents out a little plastic bubble and it has a thing inside of it. So I just found one time. And I remember thinking to myself, like, oh, this is a cool thing that, like, I found. And it's that I think that's what sparked my interest in leaving little plastic trinkets places for people to find. Because it was like this joy that I found in this little ninja. I can use that same sort of method to spread joy to others, even if I'm not around.
Yeah.
Right? So that's why I get these little plastic ducks and I leave them places because it's me spreading the joy that's similar to how I found that little ninja.
Okay.
And I still have that little ninja.
Cute.
Yeah.
All
I've
right.
also found like earrings and stuff, but I've never worn them because they're not my style.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever found I've only ever found like an earring, which for you works, but for me, not
right.
really.
Yeah.
Okay, so food question, next category. What food would you never eat in a movie theater?
Oh, got fish. That's not
Oh,
fish.
that would be cruel.
Yeah. Can you
Yeah.
imagine? You just pull out a Ziploc bag with salmon
Just a tuna salad sandwich.
in a movie theater surrounded by
theater.
people. It'd be great payback for anybody in Miami because you know they're going to be rude and talking
Just
on their phones. Yeah.
Get out your Tupperware of Branzino. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With plenty of garlic and Brussels sprouts.
Wrapped in really crinkly plastic so that you also have to sit there and open the plastic the whole time.
Yep.
Fish. That's a good answer.
Yeah.
That's a good answer.
Good answer.
Good
Good
answer.
answer.
All right. What's the first food that comes into your mind now? Spaghetti.
Oh, okay.
Because I was thinking that also probably wouldn't be good to eat in a movie theater, so it was already in my head. Spaghetti.
I mean, now
'cause
that's
I'm
all I can think of.
Super messy. I don't really eat spaghetti.
Yeah.
In and of itself, but every time I eat like spaghetti squash or like zucchini noodles or whatever, the sauce always splashes all over me. So I imagine if I ate spaghetti in a movie theater, I would come out looking like I had murdered someone.
Right, with all the red
because
sauce.
there's sauce all over my shirt.
Uh-huh.
And we don't need that.
It's because you don't eat a lot of spaghetti that you just haven't had the practice that someone like me would have.
But also, spaghetti is like a two-hand food. Like,
Yes.
you need a table.
Right,
And
yeah,
unless,
yeah.
I guess maybe certain movie theaters have the little, like, tables that you can put up. But, like, I don't even go to the movie theater, so I'm not eating anything.
Right.
Whatever. But, yeah, you, like, need a table to eat spaghetti.
Yeah.
It's like a two-hand food.
Yeah. You're right. Yeah, it's not a...
And if you're holding your plate with one hand, then what are you doing with the spaghetti? Okay, numbers. This is numbers. On a scale of 0 to 10, how good are you at ice skating? 0 equals my poor coccyx. 10 is I should go pro.
5. I do okay. I I can skate. I can skate backwards, but I don't think I could play ice hockey. So that's where I am.
Yeah. I might be a 5.5 or a 6. I did take lessons when I was a kid for a little while.
Okay.
But I've forgotten most of it, and then my feet cramp up when I go ice skating.
Oh yeah.
My
yeah.
feet start to cramp.
Yeah,
but it
because
is
our
fun. I like
feet
to.
aren't
I'd like
used
to
it.
just go around,
Yeah.
go around, wear a cute beanie.
Yeah.
Wear a scarf.
I'm
Ice skating is fun.
I'm the type of person where if somebody says, "Oh, we're doing a birthday party at an ice skating rink," I'm not gonna sit there going, "Oh no, I can't skate. What am I gonna do
Do
with
you
this
skate
ice
with
skating
hockey
rink?"
skates or ice skates?
What's the difference?
There's a huge difference.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hockey skates are more like boots, and the blades are thinner, and you don't have that toe pick at the front,
Oh.
and the blades are more rounded.
Okay.
And then ice skates they're also boots. I think hockey skates go up a little farther too on your ankle.
Maybe.
But ice skates have the toe pick. They have a thicker blade, and then they have that piece at. Maybe hockey skates also have a piece at the end.
I whatever they have at the ice skating rink that they lend out.
They usually have both.
Okay.
But I feel like guys usually do hockey skates because,
Yeah.
toxic masculinity. Okay. How many different milks do you have in your fridge right now?
0?
I don't have any actual milk from a cow.
Yeah.
We have probably
Does almond milk count? I guess it does.
Yeah,
It has
we
the
have-
name milk.
we have like a carton and a half of oat milk.
Okay.
A quart, right? Those cartons are like a quart. We have a quart and
Okay.
a quart and
quart.
a half, maybe a quart and a third of oat milk.
Yeah.
And
I don't have
just one
any.
type of milk.
I don't drink it enough to justify getting a thing that's just going to spoil in my fridge.
Yeah, I have just one type of milk, unless we're counting yogurt,
No, yogurt doesn't count as milk.
in which case I have
Like, you
two
wouldn't-
different yogurts.
You wouldn't
And
eat
oat
your
milk.
Fruit Loops in a bowl of yogurt.
Yes, I do.
Really?
Yeah, I don't eat cereal with milk. Disgusting.
Okay.
Cereal with milk is the most disgusting way to eat cereal.
Please send your letters to the Society Circus at
It
gmail.
is. Y'all, listen. It's not good. It's fine. I would rather eat cereal dry out the box. I would rather eat it with yogurt. I would rather eat it with ice cream. Any of those are better than
Okay.
cereal with milk.
All right.
I will die on this hill.
Okay.
Okay, players. Which player would you go to for advice first? I mean, you only have one option.
Yeah, you. Yeah. I mean, you're my option anyway, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we're pretty good at giving each other advice.
I think so.
I think we know each other enough
Mhm.
that we're able to push back when
Yeah.
it's needed, but also try to be understanding
Right.
of what.
And no judgment, really.
Yeah, and no
the important-
judgment.
That's I feel like that's the important thing about your advice friend, is that your advice friend has to be able to give advice or just listen.
Yeah.
But either way,
We listen and we don't judge.
without judgment. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's true.
You're that friend for me.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I'm that friend for myself. Okay. Which player would probably give the best haircut? I think you would give a better haircut.
Yeah.
Than I would.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. For a very long time, I was the one who cut everybody's hair in my house. So yeah.
Yeah. I think you would.
Mhm.
Yeah. I think you would give a much better haircut.
This is what it's like
I wouldn't
growing up
ask-
poor.
I wouldn't ask you to cut my hair, but I feel like you could cut your own hair
Yeah.
and do fine.
Oh yeah, I used to do it all the time. Cut my own hair.
Sorry, I'm very distracted by a car that we just passed.
I feel like we're both thinking the exact same thing.
We are. And the paint job was a lot. There was just a lot happening with this car. And I know that we both locked in. And we'll talk about it off mic. Okay. Animals. So this is our last category.
Oh,
Animal
okay.
questions.
Animal questions.
If animals could speak, which one would... This is such a good question. Which one would probably curse the most?
Oh.
Which animal would curse the most?
I feel like squirrels in Central Park. Like Central Park squirrel. Pigeons.
You think
Pigeons.
pigeons full
Hands
stop.
down. Pigeons. Full stop.
Good feathers.
Yeah, they're good feathers.
You're on that good feathers. My first instinct was prairie dogs. Because every time they come up and they look around and they're like expletives in their mind. They're like, I was in the ground and you made me pop my head out the ground and now I need to know what's going on. I feel like prairie dogs would swear a lot.
That's a pretty good answer.
Dogs would never swear.
No, dogs are too good to swear.
Dogs are too good. They're too pure. A dog would never swear. Yeah, pigeons and prairie dogs, I feel like, are just potty mouth sailors.
Yeah.
I bet you a seagull would go in on some curse words, too.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, seagulls like sailors. They curse like sailors.
Right, yeah. I bet you a seagull just has some choice words.
Seagulls are the sailors of the sea.
They're the sailors of the sky.
Yeah.
And the beach. Oh, that was a good question.
Uh-huh.
I like that question. Okay, last animal question. Which animal do you feel is the most misunderstood?
Aw.
Which animal do I feel is the most misunderstood?
Butterflies.
Oh, wow. Butterflies are gnarly looking if you see them close up. They're gnarly.
See, that's the thing. Butterflies are very pretty. They're very beautiful to see fluttering about. But they're still bugs. And they still look wild. And
oh, yeah.
they will eat a decomposing body.
Listen.
Just like any other bug.
If you want to freak yourself out, go on your favorite browser and type in close-up of a butterfly face. And just truly feel a deep horror.
Yeah.
I feel like
spiders also.
Yeah, I was gonna say spiders. I feel like spiders are wildly misunderstood. I feel like a lot of people are afraid of them, but really they're actually like the engineers of the insect world. Yes, they're scary and some of them can like bite you and kill you, but like that's not most spiders.
Yeah, no.
Not all spiders. Hashtag not all spiders. And like I feel like if I had a friend who was like, "Oh, this is my pet tarantula," I'd be like, "This is a cool person."
Right.
I'm also personally not freaked out by spiders.
Yeah.
Like I would rather not have one on me.
Sure.
But
or in my car.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna like lose my mind about it.
Right.
I will try to get it in a cup or some sort of receptacle and like take it outside.
Yeah.
I really like the spiders that we have, the little kind of colorful ones that are spiky. I don't know what kind of spiders they are.
I know
those
which ones
are really cool looking.
The crab spiders.
Yeah, I love those. I'll go like if I see one on my walk, I'll like get all up in it and try to like.
Have you ever accidentally agitated one that's on a web?
No.
They vibrate. Yeah, they like.
Oh, that's
they
cool.
rattle. It's really cool.
I try not to agitate spiders.
I do it not on purpose.
Yeah, I try not to agitate spiders.
I'm okay with spiders as long as I know where they are.
Right.
If I can see one, I'll be like, oh, cool, there's a spider. But I just don't want to not know. I don't want to know that there is a spider, but I can't see it.
The jumping ones freak me out because
yeah.
I'm like, look, I'm trying to help you, friend. I am trying to help you. Just jump into the cup, not on me.
Right.
Like help me help you, friend. Help me help you.
Oh.
Those ones freak me out. But in general, I'm not freaked out by spiders, and I think they're really misunderstood. I also think, and this is gonna hurt you personally, I think pandas are super misunderstood. I think pandas are super depressed. I think they don't want to be here. And we just keep forcing them to stick around because we think that they're cute. They eat tons and tons of food because it has basically 0 calories.
Uh-huh.
And they don't reproduce, which are like the 2 most basic functions that animals need to perform.
Uh-huh.
Eat calories to live and reproduce. And pandas are not really about either one of those. Mm-hmm. And yet we keep forcing them
because we're
like, look how cute the pandas are. That panda sneezed one time and we all lost our minds.
Right, because what other function do they have other than being cute?
I don't know.
Because at least like spiders are, bug control and, Like they have their purpose.
Birds eat them.
You know,
they
yeah,
eat
they're
other
food.
bugs.
They're part of the chain. But
Mhm.
what?
The circle of life. Maybe they help control the bamboo population. I genuinely don't know, and I don't even know if there are pandas in the wild anymore, or if they're just like all. I don't even think there are any pandas in the U.S. I heard that like we were leasing all the pandas belong to China, and that we were like leasing one, but then the lease ran up, and then China isn't going to renew it or whatever.
And we just gave
There's
them
stuff
back.
going on with pandas, but I don't even know if there are pandas in the wild.
Yeah.
And I feel like the first person who saw one was just like, "Hey, friend, you want to come back?" And the panda was like, "Sure." Oh, pandas. Not a personal attack on you.
No,
it's
that's
just-
fine. I understand.
Yeah.
But I see where you are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think, little ghosties? What animal is the most
Misunderstood.
What do you think?
Let us know down in the comments.
Let us know. So we've already rated this game. This is the one that has kind of like the Keith Haring box. The box is pretty cool. It looks like Keith Haring. It is a big potato game, which we didn't mention up top, but we love big potato games. And we still have a solid 4 hours on this road trip.
So we'll probably play another game at some.
You'll probably see us again in this very same setup.
Yeah. Well, now that we're in this, we're starting off this season. We want to do a new thing, which is we want to hear your stories of your game nights. So if you have any fun stories about a game night that you had,
fun or silly,
fun or silly,
scary.
Yeah, maybe you got
Or-
haunted in the middle of a game night. Lights started going off while you were playing a Ouija
Your
board.
Ouija board stories. Send them to us.
Yeah.
Did you do a seance one time? Are we talking about Bloody Mary in the mirror? Did someone flip the Risk board?
Yeah.
Tell us your game night tea.
Yeah.
Spill the tea on your game night.
Spill the tea on your game night. Feel free to not include names if you don't feel comfortable with that.
And let us know if you want us to say your name.
Yeah, and let us know if you want us to say your name. Include your pronouns, please. We want to respect that.
You can send us an email at thesocietyscircus@gmail.com, or you can DM us on Instagram at Society Circus.
Either way, and let us know. And if you send us your story, we might read it on one of our episodes.
Yeah. We want to hear from you. Let us know your game night trials and tribulations and tales.
Yeah. So until next time, you'll see us soon. Bye.
Thanks for listening, everyone. Now we'd love to hear from you.
You can visit playdatepod.us to watch our videos,
Access our episode library,
find out more about our brand of quality, clean comedy.
and contact us with any questions or comments.
Improvisers love audience suggestions, so make sure you visit playdatepod.us.
And the podcast you just heard was a production of Society Circus Players.
If you like what you heard today, please rate, review, subscribe, and share it with a friend.
And finally, if life's a circus, we're the clowns!
We really do have like 4 hours left.
I know. Yeah, that's a lot of time.
It's a lot of time.
We could record this entire season on the road if
think
we
we could.
wanted to.
Yeah.